fiction books, we have been talking about our characters, and we've been paying attention to how our characters act and how our characters talk. When we do that, that helps us to start growing ideas about our characters, like we've done with Opal, right? We've grown the idea that she is beginning to gain confidence. We've grown the idea that she is becoming big-hearted. We grew the idea today about how she is starting to become, how she's persuasive, right? Yes? Well, today I want us to really look at those big ideas, and I want us to kind of dig deeper into those big ideas. And I was thinking last night when I was going over my lessons that I was going to teach today. Girls, we aren't talking or messing with anything on the floor. We are paying attention. Thank you. Your eyes can be on me. Your eyes can be on the projector, on the screen.
My sister...
Oh, don't need to hear it. Okay. So, when I was thinking last night about this lesson, I was thinking that our big ideas are kind of like icebergs. Do you know what an iceberg is?
Yes, that
Raise your hand. Kobe.
It's an iceberg is it's a really strong piece of ice that the Titanic boat crashed in and how it sunk. And it is really bad when you crash into it.
Exactly. It's basically like a big, humongous rock in the ocean. But instead of it being a rock, it's just a big block of ice in the ocean. Okay? And so I was thinking that, yeah, our ideas are like an iceberg. Don't laugh at my drawing. Promise?
Promise.
Okay, so here's my iceberg.
No.
It looks just like an iceberg. Just kidding, I've never actually seen one. But here's my iceberg, okay? And my iceberg, what do you notice?
That is not an iceberg.
What? Not an iceberg. Oh, hocus pocus. Okay, hocus pocus. Hocus pocus.
Everybody focus!
Zeros. So this line, Nevaeh, this line is the water. Okay? That is the water. With my iceberg, do you notice that where's most of my iceberg? Underwater. It is underneath the water. It is not on the surface, right? It's under the surface.
It could be like 30,000 feet long.
So if I'm relating it to reading the theories or the big ideas, we say big ideas, theory is just a fancy word for it. Big ideas are here on the top of the water at the surface. But today we're going to talk about how to get the because. Okay? Okay? We're going to figure out how to get the because, how to dig deeper in our big ideas, and how to support those big ideas. Okay? With doing that, I have to start with the big idea that Opal's big-hearted. Right? Opal has a really big heart. And Opal is starting to open up her heart. Yes, she's starting to open up her heart to different people and different things. Right? Yes? So as I'm doing that, I want you to take a second, and I want you to turn and talk as to why you think Opal might be opening up her heart. Why do you think she is doing that? Ready, go. When you're home, I want you to be thinking the same thing. You're not going to be able to turn and talk. Why is Opal opening up her heart? What is she doing? Focus. Everybody focus. I Nevaeh down here talking. They were doing great. They were talking about how that Opal is starting to open up to people because she doesn't want to be lonely anymore. She wants to have friends. And that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking that we are kind of onto something. Like, she really wants to have some new friends, so she's not going to be lonely, yes? So, in order to support my theory, my big idea, I need to find evidence. Always. Us reading teachers are always saying, find evidence, right? Well, I'm not giving up now. We have to find evidence. And guess what? I already did.
What?
I'm going to show it to you. You ready?
Yeah, I'm going to copy it.
You're welcome. I already found it for you. Well, you're not reading my book.
I'm going to copy it.
All right, so right here's my evidence.
Chapter thing.
All right. Oh, let's make sure we're being respectful because I have two friends that are not, and they're getting real close to getting a phone call home. I'm having a party. Do you want to come to my party? The theme is pink. Sure, I told her. Can this dog come? She asked. You bet, I told her. And all of a sudden, I felt happy. I had a dog. I had a job. I had this Frady block for a friend. And I had my first invitation to a party in Naomi. It didn't matter that it came from a 5-year-old and the party wasn't until September. I didn't feel so lonely anymore. Right here, friends, is my evidence. On page 59 of Because of Winn-Dixie, is showing me that she is opening up. She's opening up to, she's got a dog. She's got her friend Miss Franny. Even though Miss Franny's a 90-year-old woman. Right?
90-year-old?
I'm guessing she's old. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask her what your name was. Okay? Then she's got a job at 10 years old, and now she's got a birthday party to go to. She's opening up to people, so she's not feeling that lonesome. She's not feeling lonely anymore. And that's my proof for my big theory, my big idea that Opal's opening up, right? Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm talking about, what I'm saying so far. Exactly. I said give me a thumbs up, not talk. Well, after I do that, I gotta jot it down. I gotta do a stop and jot. I gotta talk about how I have grown this big idea, and now I have the why is this theory a good theory? Why? How can I support my theory? Okay? And I already did it through morning class, so I'm just going to turn it. And I'm going to read to you how I did that. Okay? So, this morning I wrote, I'm waiting. Are you done? You finished now? You ready to listen? Because your eyes should be up there, not on me. So this morning I wrote that I am beginning to grow an idea that Opal is opening up her heart to anyone so she isn't lonely anymore. There's my big theory. Yes? My big idea that we all came up with that we've talked so much about. Yes? Sit down. On page 59, Opal talks to Sweetie Pie, who is 5 years old. Sweetie Pie invites Opal to a party, which Opal accepts. This, along with other things, makes Opal happy and less lonely. So I've taken my big idea, what I have been growing, right? Then I went and found evidence in my book to support my big idea. Then I stopped and jotted about it. I asked myself, why do I have this big idea? Why is Opal feeling lonely? Why is Opal starting to feel less lonely? Why is she opening up to people? Okay? And then I answered it with a stop and jot. And today that's what I'm going to have you do. I want you to take a second. I want you to think about that big idea that you have come up with about your character. If you have done that, if you have not figured out a big idea yet, then I don't want you to do that. I want you to look through your book. I want you to read, go back, look what you've read so far, and I want you to come up with a big idea. Okay? I'm going to give you a minute to do that. Go. You are not talking. You are not talking. You are not talking. You have your book. You are looking through your book. You are looking at the big idea, the character traits, and the big idea that you have came up with about your characters. That's what you're doing right now. You need to mind. If you've already came up with that big theory, that big idea, you're looking for proof. You're asking yourself, why do I have this big idea? And you're proving it. You're finding your evidence in your story. No, I didn't. I said you're not talking. If you have not come up with a big idea or have not found character traits for your character, then you are doing that. You have to do that first. I should see everybody looking through their book, not just staring out in space. Everybody has a job to do. Guys at home, you should be doing this as well.
Are they on Zoom right now?
Hocus pocus.
Everybody focus.
All right, so you probably haven't had a chance to finish this. I understand that. What I want you to do is I want to just wrap this up, and then you're going to continue this work at your seat or at where you're doing independent reading today. So, once again, we are in our fiction book. What kind of book are we reading?
Fiction.
Fiction. Should you have nonfiction? No. Should you be talking to your friends? No. Should you just be coloring pictures? No. You should have a fiction book. And in our fiction book, we are paying attention to how our characters talk and how our characters act. How our characters are talking and acting. Once we start paying attention to that, we are then able to grow an idea about our characters. Figuring out those character traits. Okay? That's our ideas that we are growing. Then we're looking for patterns. Is our character doing the same thing over and over again? Are they having the same traits over and over again? Once we form those patterns, today we talked about how we are going to come up with a deeper theory. Why is it that our character is doing that big idea? Why are they doing that? All right, you may go back to your seat and you may begin reading your fiction book. We are not coming up to me, we are reading our fiction book. What did I just say?